foreskin back and wash his dick off during a bath. Instead, you just cut his foreskin off, right? Take a knife to his dick, cut a part of it off, so that you have one less thing you have to wash. Okay. Now, if that's the case, you realize that if you were to pull his fingernails out of his fingers, you wouldn't have to clean under those, right? All the dirt that gets under fingernails, it wouldn't be a problem if you just ripped his fucking fingernails off, right? Why not just clip off his pinky toe? You don't need your pinky toe for anything. It's vestigial. It serves no purpose. It's one less toe you gotta wash if you just snip them off. Why don't you snip off his pinky toe? Why don't you pull off his fingernails? Why do you cut his dick? Cleaner and more sanitary? No. You're a lazy fucking parent. Wash the kid's dick. Don't cut him up. 2. Studies show that circumcision prevent HIV. Okay, I've seen mixed studies on this, and if it is the case, it's about a 1% benefit. And if that's the case, infants aren't having sex anyway. This is something that needs to be addressed to young adults when they're about to have sex. Then they can make the choice if they want to use condoms or if they want to cut a piece of their dick off. If a consenting male has no problem having a circumcision, that's fine. I have no argument there. It's his body, and it comes down to bodily autonomy and choice. Pro-choice doesn't just go along with abortions. It goes with any kind of bodily autonomy rights. Parents making the decision that they should cut off a piece of their kid's dick isn't fair to that kid. And if the kid grows up and realizes that he wants to give himself a 1% boost when it comes to contracting HIV and disregarding condoms and wants to have a circumcision, fine, great, have it. No problem there. Because it's your body, you can do what you want with it. So that argument's out. 3. He won't remember when he gets older, so it's okay. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You do shit to an infant because he won't remember when he gets older? You are a psychopath. 4. Uncircumcised dicks are ugly. He's more likely to receive oral sex if he's circumcised. Okay, this argument sucks. To say that uncircumcised dicks are ugly, that is just a weird thing to say. Are circumcised dicks pretty? I've never seen a dick and thought, God damn, that looks nice. But I guess that's just because I'm not gay. Maybe there are gay people who think that. Maybe there are women who think that. But for the most part, from what I understand, dicks are ugly. In any form. And I don't get why you would want to alter your kid's dick so that you think it looks more attractive. Why are you looking at your kid's dick and finding it attractive? That's weird. That's weird. I've never looked at my kid's dick and been attracted or repulsed by it. It's just a part of my kid's body. When he was a baby, I had to look at when I was changing his diaper or whatever, and it wasn't a big deal. It's not something I wanted to be appealing or not appealing to me. That's just fucking weird. And this thing about more likely to receive oral sex, I don't know where to go with that. I've been uncircumcised my entire life, and never once have I been turned down a blowjob because I have foreskin. It's never happened. The most that's ever happened with something like that is somebody, a partner for the first time seeing it and finding it like, I don't know, is the word appealing? It's just something that they've never seen before and only heard about, so they find it like intriguing or interesting. But I've never had a negative reaction to it. Not saying that nobody ever has. Maybe there are people who have. I'm sure that there are. But the thing is about that, most people are circumcised. The common look, like in porn or whatever that people usually look at, is circumcision. If people didn't circumcise, that would no longer be the norm. It wouldn't be an issue. It would just be a regular dick that wasn't mutilated at birth. It can become normalized by just stopping a barbaric practice. Whatever. 5. I feel like he should look like his dad down there. Yes, I've heard more than one person say this. They say that since the kid's dad has been circumcised, they want the kid to be circumcised so the kid doesn't feel weird with his dick looking like different than his dad's. I wonder what they would say if their dad was an amputee or lost a limb sometime in his life. What if he had a finger chopped off in an accident, or had gangrene in his foot and had to get his foot cut off, or anything else, he was missing an arm, are we then going to cut off his finger, or his foot, or his arm to look like his dad's? What if he was missing an eye? Are we going to pluck the kid's eye out so he looks like his dad, doesn't feel insecure? Fuck that! Your argument sucks! If you're going to apply it to the kid's dick, then you have to apply it to everything else, right? Otherwise, it's special pleading. Get the fuck out of here with saying you want him to look like his dad. Bullshit! Last, I've only heard this from maybe 2 other people, and this is after the arguments raged on and they're refusing to concede any ground and just sticking to their guns. They'll end with, "It's my kid, so it's my choice, so don't worry about it." This is the last desperate attempt from a motherfucker who has no argument left. My kid, my choice. Okay, fine. I don't know how to combat that. Yeah, it's your kid. You're not providing any good reason for why you're doing it. You're basically just sticking your fingers in your ears and saying, la, 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 I can't hear you. I'm still going to cut my kid's dick up whether you like it or not. My kid, my choice. I can't take people like that seriously. So fuck them. People who say that have lost the argument. They pretty much have admitted that they lost the argument by not offering any kind of argument and basically just saying, hey, I'm a stubborn motherfucker and I'll do what I want. Circumcision sucks. It doesn't offer any real benefit, and there are plenty of reasons not to do it. There are kids who die from circumcisions. There are botched circumcisions that leave a kid's penis deformed for the rest of his life. You desensitize the head of the penis so that later on in life sex is less pleasurable to them, because I think you cut off, I think it's something like 22,000 nerve endings when you take off foreskin in a circumcision. The only reason it was even started was because of religious reasons. If it was never done before, and somebody were to just come up with it right now and be like, hey, this is a new thing I just thought up. You know these newborn babies? We should take the top piece of their dick and cut it off. That person would be thrown in an insane asylum. No doctor would take them seriously, and he'd be ostracized from the medical community. It's fucking crazy when you think about it. Circumcision sucks. And I would urge anybody to at least think about it if you haven't before, and tell me where I'm wrong here. If you're for circumcision, let me know why. I'm interested in hearing where I'm wrong about circumcision, because to me, and for all the arguments I've heard on both sides of the spectrum, there's no redeeming value to it. It's a bad idea every time. Don't cut up your kid's dick, alright? Thanks.
Hi, this is Mike Wong, and you are listening to Adamant Atheism.
Okay, so a few weeks ago I read some Facebook statuses from my friend Michael Wong, a brilliant friend of mine who lives in Canada, who I agree with on pretty much everything, but he articulates it so much better than I ever can. So sharing his thoughts on here is a way of sharing some of my thoughts, just far better stated. This past week, Michael went on a barrage of posts against guns in America. So I'm going to share a few of his thoughts this week concerning gun control in America. Let's do this. Michael says, U.S. Republicans are taking a break from being afraid of happy holidays to make fun of liberals for being afraid of assault rifles. Awesome. Another one says, some people are passionate about defending the environment. Some people are passionate about helping the poor. Some are passionate about music. Others are passionate about art. Unfortunately, in America, a lot of people are passionate about assault rifles. They become angry when people say bad things about them, and they make excuses for them whenever they're involved in atrocities, which happen all the time. Seriously, how lame is it for your passion to be a rifle? Right? Yeah, no shit, dude. And finally, I read this one yesterday. This is pretty good. Michael says, you can always tell an American conservative by the fact that he would spend $500 on a handgun, $100 on a concealed carry license, and hundreds of dollars more on ammo and firing range practice because someday there's a small possibility that he might be able to use that gun to shoot a mugger who might have otherwise made him give up his wallet with $50 cash in it. Yes, very well put. Awesome. Thanks for your contributions this week, Michael. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Adamant Atheism. I'm still trying to do some interviews with some people. I mean, there are quite a few that want to do it. We just haven't got it set up yet. And there are plenty of people who have expressed interest, but haven't had the time to follow through, I guess, because I suck at planning. I'm very impromptu, and I suck at planning. So if anybody wants to be on for an interview, talk about whatever you want that you have any kind of expertise in or strong thoughts about or whatever that you think might be relevant to the show, hit me up at adamantatheism@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. My name's Adam Collins. Send me a friend request or a message or whatever. And the show's page on Facebook, it's Adamant Atheism. It's a community page. Also, I just set up a Patreon account for this week. If you want to check that out, it's patreon.com/adamantatheism. I actually have one Patreon so far. It's a super cool dude I met in D.C. at the Reason Rally 2 weeks ago named Denny Lindhorst. Denny Lindhorst is a badass. He's awesome. Apparently he listens to this show a lot, and he heard my buddy Insomniac on here, and he met him too at the Reason Rally. And he bought Insomniac's album. Turns out he's a fan, so that's awesome. So thanks for your contribution, Denny. It really means a lot, bud. And if you're interested in being on sometime, I'd love to have you on for an interview if you're up for that. Other than that, I know I said last time that I was going to make this a more consistent show with weekly episodes, and that was 2 weeks ago, so I skipped last week. I have to quit doing that, and I'm going to quit doing that. From here on out, unless there's some kind of extenuating circumstance or whatever, I'm going to have a new show out every single Friday. I'm going to make it my mission to be on that shit. I have to be on that. It's not fair to everybody that I slack on that, so fuck that. I'm going to get on that and start doing it weekly. Also, this weekend is the Pride Parade in Cincinnati. I'm volunteering down there as a parade monitor, and I'll be at the festival later volunteering at the soda and water booths. So anybody who's down there, come say hi. I'd love to meet you, give you a hug, all that good stuff. The Westboro Baptist Church is going to be there, acting a fucking fool like they do and protesting. So if they start any shit as a parade monitor, hopefully I'll get to fight the motherfuckers. Either way, you'll hear about it next week on the show. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.